Are your learners getting it? Or are they learning? Now, you do this in virtual training or in webinars, it gets more difficult because in the classroom, you can sort of contain them, give them a test, give them a Q&A, give them a survey. In e-learning, you can also measure some level of whether they're understanding it or not. In the virtual training and the webinar, there are some real constraints. It's very hard to do it. So these are the things that I do usually. I always have a small exercise that no matter how small and tiny, it might only be like a 10-minute exercise that I'd like someone to submit. Because for me, that small exercise is an application idea. And when they submit it, one way or the other, depends on how you exercise that, how do you design that exercise, you become helpful in trying to let them think about it and assimilate and reflect on the idea. A small exercise. The second one, I provide some what I call small mentoring sessions, maybe one-on-1, 1-on-10, 1-on-5, because I want to hear out how they're interpreting, what are their difficulties, and how are they understanding, and more importantly, how are they applying the ideas in their own context, in their own real-life situations. I then also track the amount of videos that they watch. I also track what kind of download are they doing in references and materials. And then finally, during the conversation, I carefully watch in terms of the chat rooms, how many people are responding to it, if that individual is responding or not. I actually develop a system that at the end of the session, I can make a report and display to them and said, this is the kind of interactivity that you have, the number of videos that you reviewed, the number of activities that you have done, the number of chat conversations that you were involved, and the number of projects you have submitted, and give them kind of a metric. So it's really multiple ways in order to know if your learners are getting it. And you need to be creative. We need to find ways and means to doing this because we need to have a sense of our progress in helping learners learn. Test the concepts.